The air in Charleston always carried the scent of salt, thick, humid, heavy. But lately, our house smelled different. Not of salt, or sea, or anything natural. It smelled like her perfume. Too much of it. I first noticed it on a Sunday morning. Emma stood by the kitchen counter, pouring coffee, her hair tied up, her phone face down beside her. She smiled at me when I walked in, but it was one of those smiles that didn't reach her eyes. "Morning," I said. "Morning," she replied, soft, distant. Outside, the cicadas buzzed. Inside, silence. I tried to remember when silence had become normal between us. Maybe a year ago. Maybe longer. She was wearing lipstick, even though she never did on Sundays. And when I leaned in to kiss her cheek, I smelled that perfume, not the soft floral scent she used to wear, but something sharp, unfamiliar. "Expensive. Going somewhere?" I asked casually. She hesitated, just for a breath. "I told you, brunch with the girls. Hannah's birthday." "Oh, right," I said. "Forgot." She smiled again, fake but practiced. "You've been forgetting a lot lately." That stung, but I said nothing. I just watched her grab her purse, her phone, her car keys, all too quickly, and leave. The front door closed, and I stood there listening to the echo of her heels fade down the porch steps. Something was wrong. And I didn't yet know that my whole life was about to come undone. We'd been married 12 years. Emma was a high school art teacher, loved by students, admired by her colleagues. I was a contractor, running a small remodeling business with my brother. Our life was steady. Predictable. But that summer, something shifted. She was quieter. More distant. She'd stay late at school, grading projects, or go out, for drinks with coworkers. Sometimes she'd come home flushed, eyes bright, lips bitten raw like she'd been laughing too much. She'd drop her purse on the counter and head straight for the shower. Always a long shower. At night, I'd lie beside her, awake, listening to the hum of the ceiling fan. She'd face the other way, scrolling through her phone until the screen went black. One night I reached out, touched her shoulder. "You okay?" She paused. "Yeah. Just tired." But it wasn't tiredness. It was distance, invisible, cold, and growing. The first real crack appeared one Saturday afternoon when I went to fix the printer in her classroom. She'd left it jammed, and since I was nearby, I figured I'd surprise her. Her classroom was empty, the smell of paint still hanging in the air. On her desk was a pile of papers, a cup of brushes, and her laptop, half open. I shouldn't have looked. But I did. On the screen was a photo of Emma sitting at a restaurant, smiling across the table at someone. The photo was cropped, but I could see the edge of a man's sleeve. A man's watch. She looked happy. Happier than she'd looked with me in months. I closed the laptop carefully, my chest tight. For the rest of the day, my mind spun with images, her laughing with someone else, her hand brushing his, her smile no longer mine. That night, when she came home and kissed my cheek, I almost flinched. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. By Monday morning, I'd done what I told myself I'd never do, I checked her phone. While she showered, I opened it, heart pounding. Messages from someone named Daniel. Mostly short. "Can't wait to see you. Last night was amazing. Same time tomorrow." The last one made my stomach drop. I scrolled faster, reading fragments I couldn't unsee. Words like "miss you," "you smell incredible," "you drive me crazy." I put the phone back exactly as I found it. She came out of the bathroom in a towel, steam following her, humming softly, like she hadn't just destroyed me. That was the morning I learned how well a man can fake normal. For weeks, I watched her. Not because I wanted to, but because I couldn't stop myself. She'd get ready for faculty meetings, wear that same perfume, that same soft smile. She'd check her reflection twice before leaving, then drive off toward town. Sometimes I'd follow her truck with mine, keeping distance. One evening, she turned off the main road, into a small restaurant, not fancy, but intimate, candlelight glowing through the windows. She parked, got out, and there he was. Daniel. Tall, dark hair, maybe late 30s. The way he looked at her, it wasn't casual. It was hunger, ownership. They hugged. Too long. Too close. I sat in my truck, gripping the steering wheel until my knuckles turned white. For 2 hours, I watched them laugh, touch hands, share wine. When they finally left, his hand rested low on her back, a gesture I used to know. That night, I didn't confront her. I just lay beside her again, listening to her steady breathing. It's strange how betrayal can make someone look almost beautiful in the dark, like the light hides the truth. It took me 2 weeks to build the courage. She was in the kitchen again, cooking pasta, humming that same tune she always hummed when she lied. "Emma," I said, quietly. She turned, smiling. "Yeah. Who's Daniel?" Her face froze, just for a second, but I saw it. The tiny flicker of panic before the mask returned. "Daniel," she repeated, too slowly. "He's a teacher. History department." "Why?" "Because you've been sleeping with him," I said. Calm. Too calm. Her mouth opened, then closed. Her eyes filled, but not with guilt. With fear, the fear of being caught. "It's not what you think," she whispered. "Then tell me what it is." She didn't. She just sank into the chair, covered her face, and started crying. It wasn't the kind of crying that breaks your heart, it was the kind that makes you realize it's over. I stood there for a long time, not saying a word. Finally, I said, "You could have just told me you weren't happy." "I didn't want to hurt you," she murmured. "But you did anyway," I said. "You just didn't want to see it." That night, I packed a bag and left. I didn't slam the door. I didn't shout. I just walked out into the humid Charleston night, where even the air felt like betrayal. I stayed at my brother's place for a while. Work helped, the steady noise of drills and hammers drowned out the silence in my head. She texted a few times. "I'm sorry. Can we talk? Please." I ignored her. One night, I drove back to our house, not to see her, just to feel what I'd lost. The lights were on. Through the window, I saw her sitting alone at the table, drinking wine, staring at nothing. The same perfume lingered in the air even from outside. I wondered if Daniel was worth it. If the excitement of secret kisses and lies was worth burning a whole life down. Weeks later, I got a call, not from her, but from a woman named Laura. "Are you Mark?" she asked, her voice trembling. "Yeah," I said. "I'm Daniel's wife." The world tilted. "Excuse me?" She laughed, bitterly. "He's been cheating on me. With your wife, I think. I found your number in his phone." I sat down, dizzy. "You're sure?" "I've seen the photos. The messages. He told me it was over, but I don't believe him." We talked for almost an hour, two strangers connected by the same wound. By the end, she thanked me. I told her I didn't know what to say. When I hung up, I realized something: Emma wasn't special to Daniel. She was just another story. Another secret. And for the first time, the rage finally hit me, pure, cold, and focused. I didn't want to hurt her physically. That would have been too easy, and too forgiving. Instead, I decided to take back the one thing she still cared about, her peace. I filed for divorce the next morning. I told the school board why, professionally, quietly, with proof. Screenshots, photos, dates. Daniel was suspended within a week. Emma was asked to take a leave of absence. Charleston's a small city. Whispers move fast. By the end of the month, everyone knew. Parents. Teachers. Friends. The woman who once seemed perfect was now the subject of coffee shop gossip. When she showed up at my door one evening, eyes swollen, voice shaking, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. "Why did you do it?" she asked. "Why humiliate me like that?" I looked at her for a long time. "Because I loved you. And you threw it away." She started crying again. This time, I didn't look away. "You wanted freedom," I said. "Now you have it." And I closed the door. It's been a year. Charleston's still humid. The air still smells of salt. But now, it's clean again. I drive past our old house sometimes. The shutters are faded, the porch light burned out. Someone else lives there now. Maybe they're happy. Maybe they're pretending to be. Emma moved away. I heard she's in Atlanta, teaching again, alone. Sometimes I still think of her. Of the way she laughed, the way she brushed her hair back when she was nervous. Of the small, ordinary moments that used to mean everything. But mostly, I think about how easy it is to lose something you took for granted. The tides in Charleston are constant, they rise, they fall, they wash everything away eventually. And in that rhythm, I've found peace. Not forgiveness. Just quiet. The quiet between storms.